Good Wednesday morning, East Tennessee. My name is David Aldridge, Chief Meteorologist of Captain Accurate Weather, coming to you by way of the Captain Accurate Weather Command Center. Good morning. You've reached the middle of the week. Seems like it's maybe the second day of the week, but that's because we had a holiday known as Memorial Day just a few days ago, and it will be a short work week for many as we continue on the path to end the round out the month of May. You can clearly see we have some visibility problems, maybe in gray in spots, but it's not as bad as it was yesterday. Yesterday there might have been some maybe bigger or more prevalent reports regarding the fog. That is not an issue this morning. Visibility is not all that bad, although there may still be a hint here or there. Temperatures have cooled, though, as we see some adjustments now. Jacksboro at 61, Knoxville is 61, but many of us are starting off in the 50s. Dare I say mid to upper 50s. Madisonville is at 55. Rockwood's at 59, and it's 58 in Oak Ridge, 57 in Sevierville, Pigeon Forge. Just want to share that with you as you start the day today. Pretty cool in Bell County. They're at 52. And our friends in Crossville, in the heart of Cumberland County, now at 54 degrees. Normal low this time of year is about 61. So we may cool a few more degrees here in town. By the way, the Ultimate Doppler radar not showing anything, but want to brag about our friends at Marco's Pizza. They are my sponsor for this weather segment. If you are planning a lunch with some friends, maybe grabbing a pizza today, check out Marcos.com. They're in local Marcos Pizza. Can be found at Hardin Valley, Farragut, Maryville, Fountain City, Halls, Oak Ridge, and Middlebrook Pike, as well as Ebenezer Road. Check them out. They have so many delicious items, including their pepperoni magnifico, which is a hot item right now for less than $10. Check them out at pepperoni magnifico at marcos.com. And they have this great thing called a pozzoli, which is very filling. Think like a calzone, but much meatier in some cases, like pepperoni and sausage. Delicious if you're making plans for lunch today. Meanwhile, the radar shows it is quiet locally. It's quiet all across the state. There was some river flooding still out in the west part of the state, and also into western Kentucky. But outside of that, you really have to squint to find some rain maybe in West Virginia, some showers in northern Ohio, and sliding across parts of Detroit this morning. Pretty quiet across the farther north part of the country. But where thunderstorms are most active, apparently, are areas around Texas this morning. If you're on the call, I'm on both YouTube and Facebook. It is the 29th of May. Got some interesting stats. I've got pollen to cover. I'm going to talk about rainfall. We'll talk about winds. Winds are going to pick up today. Should turn breezy this afternoon, if not late morning. Could find gusts 25, 30 plus. In some cases, we're going to examine that here in a moment. Yesterday, we hit 83 degrees as expected. Started off at 63. Normal high and low this time of year is 82 and 61. We did hit 95 on this date going back to 1941 as well as 1914. And we've been as low as 45 in 1902. So that's the record low this morning. And by the way, if you're curious, have we ever been in the 30s this late in the calendar? The answer is yes. I did some checking. Our lowest point was May 31st. We got down to 38 degrees in 1984. Some of you remember 1984. If you remember the 80s, if you were in high school, maybe you were in college at that age, at that time, we fell to 38 on May 31st. But then we've never, since records have been kept, haven't been back in the 30s until September 22nd. We fell to 38 degrees in 1983. So if you put the bookends, May 31st, September 22nd. You're in that range where everything else is warm, typically, relatively speaking. I want to say good morning to Lana Johnson. She says she's in Kodak. Good morning. Everyone have a blessed day. She's got her 2 cups of coffee at a rose. Don Rumsey says, good morning, David. Thank you again for all you do for us. You're the best. Hope you have a great day. Glad to have everyone here. And good morning, David says, a beautiful, cool, clear morning in Maryville. Thank you, Fred, for that update. I'm also on YouTube. If you're on this platform, let me know. I'd love to give you a shout out as I give you some facts and figures. I love context. Some of you like to know the perspective. By the way, is it dry in any neighborhood in town? No, not really. I mean, over the last 30 days, you have to squint to find some purple areas, which would suggest about 1/10 below normal. Over the last 30 days, mind you. So really not going to be too worried about the water table. I'm sure your tomato plants probably liked having some of that rain, but maybe enough's enough. I don't expect rain to be an issue for the rest of this month, which of course is just a couple more days. June 1st will be here before you know it, and June 1st is the start of meteorological summer, but it's also the start of hurricane season, which we'll talk more about this week. By the way, Knoxville rainfall, off the chart. If you didn't get the memo, we've had more than twice the normal amount. 4.13 in green is the average amount of rain that one has received in Knoxville from 1991 to 2020. It's not the amount that one would absolutely expect, but it's typically in that range. But with 8.52, you go, that's nuts. Yeah, it's nuts. It's number 4. Going back to 1871. So when you have 153 years of record keeping, because that's how long the National Weather Service has records dating back to 1871. We did pick up 1.5 inches of rain on Memorial Day. That really moved us up the top of the charts here. It's not like a Casey Kasem top of the charts, but moving up, since I'm on the 80s theme, 8.52, maybe Ryan Seacrest would be more current. But anyway, we have moved up to the top 4 spots of the wettest Mays of all time since records have been kept. Now, as far as visibility, it's maybe down to a mile now in Oneida. Some areas in gray. This, again, is just the intel that I have from my weather computer. If you have a foggy report, share it with me on the comments section on Facebook and YouTube. Temperatures, again, 58 in Oak Ridge. We have 56 in Maryville. Good morning to you, Blount County. Alcoa, 59 in Newport. And if you're in Athens, starting off your morning at 57 degrees. But it's not the whole story. What's really different is the dew point temperature. Because yesterday at this time, it was 65, around 7 or 8. The dew point was 65, and then it fell to 50 by 4 and 5 p.m. yesterday at McGee-Tyson. That means it dropped. The humidity dropped 15 degrees in a span of about 8 hours, 7 hours. So very interesting to see back in the 50s. For this time of year, that's pretty comfortable. It's very rare to find dew points in the 40s unless you're moving into the autumn season, until you're moving into football season, football time in Tennessee. Usually in the fall, you usually see these dew points drop in the 40s, and I do see one. I don't want to leave out Jamestown. We can give them a shout out. They have a dew point now of 49. So the level of comfort is high and will remain high for the rest of the week. Tracking the humidity, where you see green would be high dew points. It would be stuffy, right? Stuffy air, it seems like it comes and goes out of Mississippi. But by 5 o'clock today, everybody in the state's going to feel pretty good and very, very dry. But once we move into Thursday, it turns exceedingly dry and brown, so that when you wake up Friday morning and it turns brown in many parts of maybe the Smokies, the humidity will likely drop. Maybe into the 40s, because I expect 40s. Our low temperature should be around 51. 51 degrees at 6 o'clock. 6 o'clock Friday morning. It's going to feel cool. And I would dare say our friends in places like Jamestown and Crossville could be approaching the 40s for lows. It's going to be amazingly cool on your Friday morning. But we will bounce back Friday afternoon. Temperatures will bounce to upper 70s, and the humidity starts to increase again around Jackson and Memphis. As you can see, it does stay far off to the west, away from here. Now, we don't have any wind right now, so for me to tell you that it's going to turn breezy, that's a tough sell here at 6:48 in the morning on a Wednesday. So show me, do you have any proof it's going to get breezy? Yeah, notice the winds, 2 or 3 in some spots. There's an estimated 4, so that doesn't look too windy, but give it a couple of hours, right? Look at all the winds around Lexington, around Charleston, West Virginia. Notice some of that energy tries to move down as we move toward midday. Look at that. Well, by noontime, we could have easily gusts around 25. I think 30 certainly on the table. On hilltops, can't rule that out. So it will turn a little breezy today, and we will go from sun to scattered clouds. I don't want to say it's going to be sunny, because there will be clouds overhead, maybe not to start in all places, but as the day wears on, with the heating of the day, we will anticipate some scattered clouds. And that's where the winds are through the rest of the day. It's going to be a little breezy, if not gusty at times. If you're pumping gas or you're doing some errands today, it will slow down later tonight. So that's something we'll be watching very closely. And then tomorrow morning, we'll start off with light winds and perhaps see some winds pick up a little bit more to the far west on Thursday afternoon. But really a quiet period of time, all things considered. Temperature right now is 59 in Nashville. It's 58 in Bowling Green, and our friends in Lexington, they don't have Bluegrass Airport reporting, but we can estimate they're around 56. Asheville, 57. Atlanta at 65 degrees here on a Wednesday morning. That's where we stand at the moment. I want to get to the pollen update here. As you can see, just some scattered clouds around Bowling Green at this hour, a couple of showers around Chicago, and also sliding near Charleston, West Virginia. But as far as allergies, yeah, it's the grass, my friend. If you are wheezing and sneezing like you weren't just a week ago, 2 weeks ago, tree pollen's still a problem. I don't want to diminish the walnut or mulberry that might be grabbing you or getting your attention, but the grass, And maybe if cutting the grass is a problem for you, then that might be what you are most sensitive to. Ragweed, not an issue really until August, and molds might still be quite moderate to high given all the rain that we've had. And it's not unusual that this time of year, late May into June, I'd say May 15th to June 15th, grass pollen typically is off the chart. And that's pretty much what we're seeing at this particular time. Good morning to you if you're on the call. It is 6:50. I'm on YouTube. Wanda Poe, she joined me on YouTube. Good to see you, Wanda Poe. I'm glad. I hope you're having a great day. She says, love the cool temperatures. When does the hurricane season start? It starts Saturday. Doesn't mean it starts happening on Saturday, but that's the time it officially begins. Goes from June 1 to the 30th of June, 30th of November, excuse me, June 1st to November 30th every year. But they do start issuing reports, tropical updates, around the 15th of May. So they've been actually on the Hurricane Center website now for a little while. Darcy says it's cool, very comfortable this morning. She notes, enjoying this weather, have a blessed day. Tyler Wiseman saying good morning from Tellico Plains. Kelly saying good morning, loving this beautiful weather. That's a great theme, loving this weather. Kathy Muller says good morning, beautiful and cool in Del Rio. Good morning, Del Rio. This morning she says, I'm on vacation this week. So great to watch David this morning. Hope everyone has a great day. And I hope you have a great vacation. For those of you that might be taking some extended time off after the Memorial Day holiday, now we're moving into the last full week of May. Of course, June 1st will be here on Saturday. Tracking the clouds, there aren't a whole lot now. And with very limited amounts of patches of fog, I think it's going to be a beautiful start. Now, the sun came up minutes ago at 6:22. It's currently 6:51, but the sun will be setting again at these same times. This is like 2 days in a row. These sunrise and sunset times haven't changed, but they'll move or adjust. Tomorrow, sunsets in Knoxville at 8:45. If you're headed out the door, just a reminder, it is the 29th of May, and you might have a pickup truck in the driveway. If so, you make sure there's some sunglasses in there. You'll need those more than the umbrella. We have used the umbrella all we need for this month. 70 at 10, should be around 77 at 2. And with such delightful weather, scattered clouds, and really weather that will finish around 79, I'd say it's a slice of nice. 80 in Kingston, 76 Sevierville. Look for a high in Wartburg and La Follette, Morgan, Campbell County. 77 for you, Morristown, Hamlin County, been 77 degrees. Pretty sweet. And that's why I say it may be high in calories, but also the slice of nice. You might say, more please, more please. Yeah, we're going to get today, we're going to get tomorrow, we're going to get Friday, and we're going to get spoiled. I think we'll get spoiled because you know it. There's probably maybe a spot of rain possible Saturday, but the best chance of rain over the next couple of days appears to be Sunday, but it may come back a little higher chance later next week. So certainly a nice week all in all. Headlines, sun to scattered clouds today. Comfortable on Thursday. More sunshine on Friday. Are you spoiled yet? I hope not, because this is only getting started. And again, Friday morning will likely be the coolest morning when we start off in Knoxville around 51. And if we're at 51 in Knoxville Friday morning, I can almost assure you there'll be many 40s in parts of the Plateau and Smokies. Right now it's 61 at the airport. We'll be getting a new update here in just a few moments, but this is the 6 a.m. observation at the airport. Relative humidity not at 96% like it was this time yesterday. It's 87%, so there's less in the way of fog. Dew point is comfortable at 57. Here's my valley planner. Take note, the average high is 82 this time of year, with the low humidity turning breezy. Gusts 25, 30 plus, certainly on the table. We should finish the day around 79 to near 80. So if you nudge 80 today, it's going to take all day to get there. No rain today? Nope. No rain tomorrow? Nope. And no rain on Friday. And even the rain on Saturday looks like it's probably going to be west of Wartburg. We'll call it Wartburg West, mainly the Plateau in the afternoon, as most folks in Morristown, Del Rio, Seymour will be rain-free on Saturday, the way I see things shaping up, so things will look pretty good for us on Saturday. It's Sunday. That system will get a little bit closer. We'll leave a 40% chance of storms on Sunday. Storm Prediction Center, just to bring you up to speed, there were 3 tornadoes yesterday. I have some notes here. Looks like 1 in western Kentucky, 1 in New Mexico, and 1 in Colorado. So 3 tornadoes yesterday, unfiltered. They haven't had time to send the National Weather Service to do a survey yet, but that's where things were yesterday. And today, you can clearly see in yellow where there may be some hot spots. The yellow area represents scattered severe storms, so that would include areas just to the east of Colorado Springs, east of Denver, but certainly Rapid City, South Dakota, western North Dakota, and into parts of western Nebraska, Colorado. If you're in Dallas or Houston or have family there, maybe you have a family member in Austin or San Antonio, there will be a prime area for some isolated severe storms today. Clearly nothing to write home about here because we have quiet weather. Thursday, this grows, maybe further south, area southeast of Denver, north of Dallas. There's going to be some hot spots for scattered severe storms in Abilene, Amarillo, Wichita Falls, even Oklahoma City could have some scattered severe storms Thursday, and it expands into Austin, San Antonio for isolated, not quite Houston, but some areas in Texas and also surrounding states could be dealing with some strong to severe storms. Nothing to see here Thursday, nothing to see here on Friday. Again, hot spots, more active weather, still happening. It's just not happening here. Houston will be under the crosshairs for scattered severe storms Friday. Tyler, Dallas, Waco, you can see it on your screen. Those are going to be some areas to watch on Friday, in addition to Louisiana and in addition to parts of Mississippi and Arkansas. Memphis may have an isolated severe storm there on Friday, so we'll be keeping an eye on that as well. Notice it's quiet on Friday here. We've got a couple of string of days where it's just really delightful. Futurecast shows a big area of low pressure trying to move across the Ohio Valley. That's what's triggering some rain across Charleston, possibly Beckley. But even by midday today, this system, even though it's moving across the Pittsburgh area, it could bring down some winds and it could bring in a few scattered clouds. So if it does start to look like it's a mix of sun and clouds at the end of the day, don't be surprised. Don't be surprised if the clouds start to increase a little bit later today. 5 o'clock, most of the rain looks like it's from Lexington to Huntington to Charleston, West Virginia, and moving away from us. 11 o'clock tonight, mostly clear, maybe a few extra clouds by morning, as all the rain that's south of Memphis is headed in the direction of Georgia, or if not, southern sections of Alabama. So really a nice place to be. It's a sweet spot to be because we're between two systems and we've got subsidence or dry air stretching across the entire region. And then by Saturday, as I mentioned, if you're Wartburg West, from Wartburg West, there will be a chance of some rain, but this rain that's in Nashville doesn't even make it to Seymour, doesn't make it to Morristown, it doesn't make it to Wares Valley as it lifts toward Lexington and Louisville and then pretty much fades away. So I don't expect even this warm front to give us too much trouble on Saturday. We'll just leave a 20% chance. Futurecast, pick out your favorite town. It's 6:57. By 9:30, we're in the 60s across the board. By 12 noon, this one wants to paint a little raindrop around Sevierville. Maybe it dries up before reaching the ground. That's my suspicion. There could be some classic virga, the word that we like to use in meteorology to describe moisture that evaporates before reaching the ground. But there'll be enough dark clouds that some might say, is it raining? No. It's just the fact the winds have picked up and the system across West Virginia into the Ohio Valley is moving away, and it might collect a few drops perhaps around the Smokies. By 2 o'clock, we're around 77. Finishing the day about 79. That's 4 o'clock, I believe. Yep, some models want to put us around 80. So like I said, we could nudge 80. This suggests 81 in town, so the urban heat island effect, certainly downtown, might be higher than 80 degrees, but I suspect in the shade at the airport, about 79. 8 o'clock tonight, the cooling process continues, and look at this. Tomorrow morning, if you're up at 6 a.m., it should be around 50 in Crossville. That's cool. Normal low is 61, so you'll be about 11 degrees cooler than normal for Knoxville anyway. In Crossville and Wartburg, about 50. Jonesville, 50, about 51 in Oneida. By the time we hit, say, midday tomorrow, we should be approaching temperatures around 70. So it will be a delightful stretch of time. And yes, you can expect afternoon scattered clouds to be the theme heading into Thursday as well. So beautiful day today, beautiful day tomorrow. The only difference today is those winds will be gusty, I think 25 to 30 plus. And that could occur as early as 10 or 11 a.m. today and into the afternoon. 79 the high, sun to scattered clouds, turning breezy. It is now 6:59 for today. Look for a high of 79 in Maryville, 81 for Tellico Plains, Madisonville, and look for a high in Kingston of 80 degrees, 78 for Newport, 75 for Middlesboro. And if you're on the road, as some of us are, we heard from Kathy, she's on vacation. Some of you might be traveling south. If you are, Atlanta should be around 85 today. If you're headed to Lexington, they're at 72. Maybe you're going on to Cincinnati. They'll be lucky to reach the 70-degree mark. But 79 in Roanoke, 85 Charlotte, 85 for Memphis if you're headed to the far, far west. Tonight, we're down to 53. Mostly clear. It will be cooler than it is right now, and there will be a few extra clouds late. Winds are going to be generally northwest, changing to the northeast 3 to 8 miles per hour. In the low temperatures tonight, possibly a 49 for Jonesville, 50 for Greenville, and about 50 for Wartburg, Crossville. I have us down to 52 for Oak Ridge in the heart of Anderson County late tonight, early tomorrow morning. Speaking of tomorrow, here's your Captain Accurate Weather Authority forecast for Knoxville and East Tennessee. 77 on Thursday. You mean it's going to be cooler tomorrow? Yeah, by about 2 degrees. Should be cooler tomorrow. And then we're back to 79 on Friday, but boy, is it pleasant and cool. I'm telling you what, that Friday morning, don't sleep in, because if you like the cool, crisp air, and I mean crisp, you might think it's football season when you wake up Friday morning. You go, man, this is weird. But then all of a sudden, wouldn't you know it, back to the 80s for Saturday, 20% chance of storms, 82 on Sunday, 84 on Monday. And then we could easily be back in the mid-80s on Tuesday. I have us at 87 with some spotty storms possible by then. So that's the way things are shaping up. Just want to make sure you're aware of all the goodies, including the Captain Accurate Weather app, which has Pete Michaels traffic. I like to say weather and traffic perfect together. You get all the National Weather Service alerts, plus you get the 3 extra alerts from Barron, plus lightning alerts, which, by the way, let's face it, lightning alerts may be underrated. You might be at the lake or pool this summer. Maybe you're a grandma, grandpa, a papa, mama. You just want to make sure your kids are safe. You get the alerts, say, hey, see, we have some lightning within 15 miles of our home, and here we are. Could we get out of the pool, please? So you could play weather police for the kiddos, the grandkids, if you're babysitting or watching the kids, no matter how old they are. And it's very easy to download. And there's even some app tutorials that yours truly put together, so you could check out the weather app. If you want something more, and a lot of us do, some of us may need more weather information. You crave weather information for East Tennessee. I have a service called the Captain Accurate Premium Service. It is only $4.99 a month. That's 16 cents a day. Our focus goes beyond the next 7 days. We have been analyzing weather maps going all the way to the 30th of June, which last I checked is more than a month away. So if you are interested and you're a planner, not everybody likes to plan, but some of you are spontaneous, I get that, but some of you like to know, well, what's it going to be on Flag Day? What's it going to be for the first day of summer? What's it going to be, fill in the blank? Well, you're the first to see every forecast. If you're a premium member, you're the first to get more Facebook Lives, typically on a Sunday night, to help you plan for the week ahead. All this comes by way of the Captain Accurate Premium Service, so very thankful for you. If that's something you'd like to sample, you can join us at any time, and the beautiful thing is it does come with fewer ads. That's cool too. So the Captain Accurate Premium Service, just hit the subscribe button on my Facebook page. You get more details at CaptainAccurate.com. Well, my name is David Aldridge. Some people call me Captain Accurate. It's not easy being accurate. I hope you enjoy this day. No, don't be surprised if the winds pick up, and don't be surprised if a few extra clouds gather through the rest of the afternoon. Well, my name is David Aldridge. Some people call me Captain Accurate. It's not easy being accurate, so weather doesn't surprise you. We'll see you here next time. Take care.